James Worthy was the ultimate finisher on one of the greatest fast break teams of all time, the Showtime Lakers. A smooth scorer who could also create, he rose to the moment, earning the nickname Big Game James, on his way to capturing 3 titles in the 1980s.
My nickname is Big Game James.
Oh, Big Game James, he threw another one down.
Whenever I heard Big Game James, I knew I had to take it to another level.
James was unique to the Lakers. They loved him. He'd get out and run. I mean, he got out and filled the lane, and Magic loved having him with him because they kind of set a tone. And James also, you know, 8, 10, 12 feet off the lane, he could make the jump shot. And so he would look to get out on a fast break. He'd look to pop out off of a down screen, things like that. To get out and fill the lane and run the break the way he did. I hadn't seen a big guy, that quick in quite some time.
Put it in the highlight film. Does the crowd love it?
Rebound is off to Michael Thompson. 4 seconds left. There's time. Cooper, a great pass to Worthy. A three-pointer. Good.
James Worthy, who I had met in high school, you know, played against him when he was at North Carolina. Beat him in the NC2A championship, and then lost to him in the NBA finals, then came back and beat him in the NBA finals. You know, Worthy was you know, just a fantastic finisher on the break, high flyer, great post player, and he fit perfectly with Magic. You know, you couldn't have found a better wing player than Worthy for Magic at that time. Ran the floor, had great hands, catch anything, finished around the rim, good defender. He was spectacular as a basketball player, just spectacular.
Pivots, comes underneath, reverse layup, good! Oh, what a shot!
James Worthy was another level. You know, he's that Southern kid from North Carolina, very humble, but played hard. Probably the guy that sweated the most. And I used to just hate getting the ball. After James got it and he threw it to you, it'd be like a soaking wet ball and stuff. It'd be like, what, clever? We used to call him clever because he had clever moves. Clever, what's going on with this, man? Well, if you don't want it wet, don't throw it to me. But he knew that the ball had to come to him. So we had to learn to play with a wet basketball.
One of the toughest guys to cover because he had the spin moves. He had the ability to finish at the paint. And like I say, if he was making that little 15, 18-foot jump shot, he was really, for me, he was really a hard guy to guard. Because now you got to get closer. If I could space him, get him to put the ball on the floor and contest his shot late, I felt like I would do a good job and hold him, at least not shooting a great percentage. But once he started making that shot, you're getting up and he's driving and drawing fouls and just a road runner for a run. I mean, he could really run. He was fast, long, and finished great, and you know, fit in with the Showtime Lakers just, you know, perfectly.
That is one tough man in the low post.
Worthy has been worthy of his keep in this game, I'll tell you.
James Worthy.
I don't even want to hear his name.
And I'm glad you said that because his nickname, Big Game James.
Yes.
What does that conjure up in your head?
So the seven game NBA Finals, like he went crazy on us. Like it was supposed to be Magic, Kareem, and this dude get the triple double, and I'm like, okay, so I've known Worthy since high school. First time I met him, I had never seen, like, I met him and Dominique Wilkins at the same time in the McDonald's All-Star game. Now, I'm coming from Chicago, you know, where we patting and we shooting it and we going to the hole and everything. I hadn't seen people jump like this. Like these two dudes, Dominique and Worthy, I mean, Worthy was like jumping, but then he was running fast. And like when he dunked, it was like a quick dunk. You know, it wasn't like, boom, you know, it wasn't style profile, pow, you know. And it's like, damn, James, like, I had never seen nobody move like that and dunk like that so quick. Just, like you think you're coming in for like, no, I'm dunking that. But Big Game James, and you know, there was one picture behind us where it had, I think Dumars had got close enough to him. But then you'll see there's 3 other Pistons in the picture. We couldn't get there fast enough. So we watching them, right? And and he's just doing his thing. And it's not Magic, it's not Kareem, it's James. James Worthy was the only person. Chuck Daly came into the locker room, and he looked at Sally, he looked at Worm, he looked at Mahorn, he was like, hey, you guys on your own, I don't know what to tell you. Normally we had a game plan, okay, we're gonna double Magic, we're gonna double Kareem. Whatever we tried against Worthy, it just didn't work. The only thing we could do was Mahorn could try to like talk him out of his game, get him frustrated, but in terms of beating him at basketball, we had no shot.
Down the middle of Magic, right side to Worthy, laying up and in. That looks like the Lakers.
From an athletic standpoint, he could do everything you had to do as a player. From an offensive standpoint, he became a complete player as a scorer, as a passer, a guy that can make your offense better. He then became one of our better defenders. We always put him on the Michael Jordans and the Larry Birds, and he took that challenge, and he really broke through in 1985. He broke through when we beat the Celtics on the parquet floor in Boston Garden. I can remember he went back there for Game 6, and James had this incredible game in Game 6, and then he just went on from there. You know, from 85, 86, 87, 88, 89, he was the best small forward in basketball at that time.
And I'm guaranteeing everybody here, next year we're going to win it again.
Big game.